Have you ever wondered if true happiness lies in the material wealth we pursue, or perhaps in the fleeting moments of pleasure that seem to fill our days? But what if the real source of happiness comes from something entirely different, something that cannot be touched by external forces? Is there more to life than fame, fortune, and enjoyment? Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are diving deep into a profound topic, the idea that true happiness is not found in the external world, but in the serenity and peace of a heart that is free from regret. We'll explore why living a life that is without regret or guilt-freed is truly the most valuable pursuit we can undertake. The insights shared in this video are meant to help you find a deeper, lasting sense of contentment within yourself, free from the distractions and short-term pleasures that often lead us astray. As we navigate through the hustle and bustle of our modern world, most of us chase after fleeting desires, money, status, material goods, and the validation of others. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself if these pursuits are truly bringing you happiness? What if the chase for wealth, fame, and comfort is just a temporary bomb for a much deeper longing inside? What if real fulfillment could be found in something much simpler, something that resides within us? The pursuit of happiness, is it really about external achievements? In a world where success is often measured by wealth, career achievements, and social standing, we tend to forget a fundamental truth: all of these external achievements are, in the end, temporary. The pursuit of riches, fame, or pleasure can bring a momentary rush of satisfaction, but these things are fleeting. One moment, you might feel on top of the world, and the next, they could lose their meaning entirely. So, where does true happiness come from? Let's pause and reflect. In Buddhist teachings, true happiness is not dependent on any external circumstances. In fact, the Buddha often spoke about the illusion of external possessions and pleasures. The idea of happiness that the world presents is often based on impermanent and fleeting experiences such as wealth, fame, and physical gratification. These things do not hold up over time, and their absence or loss can lead to great sorrow. So, what does that mean for us in our daily lives? The key to understanding this lies in a simple but profound realization: happiness is an inside job. True fulfillment comes not from the external world, but from the peace we cultivate within our hearts. When we align our actions, thoughts, and intentions with inner values that are unwavering, such as compassion, kindness, and sincerity, our lives begin to take on deeper meaning, independent of any material success or temporary achievement. This kind of happiness is not transient. It is rooted in something far more lasting and unshakable. Living a life without regret, what does it really mean? The phrase, living a life without regret, or acting with a clear conscience, might sound like something elusive, yet it is one of the most potent forms of happiness one can achieve. But how does one achieve this, especially in a world filled with distractions, desires, and impermanence? How do we live a life free from remorse, guilt, or regrets? At the heart of this question lies the Buddhist concept of awilindi, or hidden virtues. In Buddhist philosophy, this refers to acts of kindness, generosity, and goodness performed without the need for recognition or reward. These are actions that come from the heart, not motivated by the desire for external validation. Living a life that is not driven by ego or the need for praise allows us to align more closely with our deeper values. It is not about seeking external rewards, but about cultivating an internal sense of satisfaction that transcends the need for recognition. It is about acting with integrity and compassion in all situations, without the expectation of any material gain. When you live in this way, your conscience remains clear, and you begin to experience the profound peace that comes from living authentically and with purpose. How to live a life without regret. So, how do we practice this idea of living a life without regret? First and foremost, it involves being deeply honest with ourselves. It requires us to look inward and recognize what truly matters in our lives, what values we hold dear, and how we can align our actions with those values. Start by examining your motivations. When you make decisions, are they motivated by selfish desires or the desire for external validation? Or are they guided by a sense of purpose and compassion for others? Taking the time to cultivate mindfulness in all your actions, whether small or large, can help you act in ways that are consistent with your truest self. For example, when helping others, do you do so with the expectation of receiving something in return? Or are you acting purely out of a desire to help and offer kindness? When you engage in your daily work or responsibilities, are you doing so for the sake of external rewards, or because you find purpose and value in the work itself? By asking these questions and making adjustments where necessary, we can begin to live in a way that is congruent with our deeper values. It's this alignment of thought, word, and action that creates peace within our hearts and allows us to live a life that is free from regret. The role of hidden virtue in cultivating true happiness. In Buddhism, the idea of hidden virtues plays a central role in this practice. These are good deeds done quietly, without the expectation of reward or recognition. Think of them as small acts of kindness that go unnoticed, helping someone without expecting anything in return, offering a kind word when no one is looking, or silently working for the benefit of others without the desire for applause. What makes these actions so powerful is that they are not driven by ego. They come from a place of selflessness and compassion. This is why they are often referred to as hidden virtues, because they do not seek attention, yet they have a profound effect on the person who practices them. When you live in this way, performing acts of kindness and integrity, even when no one is watching, you create an inner sense of peace that cannot be shaken by the ups and downs of life. This sense of peace, built upon a foundation of sincerity and inner virtue, is the key to living a life free from regret. Living a life that is truly yours, the path to deep fulfillment. The journey to living a life free from regret begins with self-awareness. We need to take the time to examine our lives, our actions, and our motivations. What are we truly seeking? Is it external validation, or is it inner peace and alignment with our core values? By letting go of the need for external rewards and focusing on what is truly important, living with authenticity, compassion, and integrity, we can cultivate a life that brings lasting happiness. The peace and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with our deepest values cannot be taken away by the vagaries of the external world. In conclusion, living a life without regret does not mean living a life without mistakes. It means living a life where, despite our imperfections, we remain true to ourselves and our values. It is through this deep sense of inner alignment that we unlock the path to true happiness. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration. If you found any of this content useful or thought-provoking, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear how you've navigated your own path to living with a clear conscience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. Until next time, may you walk the path of peace and fulfillment.